I'm blown away. I'm shocked. Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Essence Janay, and today's video is a simple chit chat get ready with me. Well, it's not that simple. I know I've been off my makeup game for so long now that I just really wanted to come back and just do what I love, and the whole goal of today's video was for me to just fall in love again with makeup, and I feel like I definitely achieved that. I'm loving the look. It came out way better than I could have imagined. I hope you guys love it as well, but if you want to see all the details that go into this look and how I achieved it and how I accomplished it and what I used to accomplish it, then definitely keep on watching. Now, before we get into the video, of course, like any other video, please make sure you consider subscribing. It's absolutely free. You do not have to pay a thing, okay? Free 99. Well, not even the 99, just free. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed the content. And with all of that, we are just gonna jump right into today's video. So we're just gonna jump right into this, you guys. I have no plan, no vision as far as like what I wanna do specifically, but I do know I wanna look cute at the end of it all. I literally went through my drawers and just grabbed a whole bunch of everything. I have like multiple concealers here. I have multiple bronzers, some eyeshadow palettes, blush, foundation. There is a specific foundation that I want to use because I purchased it and never got around to using it, so we're going to use it today. Don't know if that's smart, being as I have not actually done my makeup in a long time, but I'm here for it. So let's just jump right into things. Now, the one thing that has not changed, even though I have not done my makeup, I will be doing my eyeshadow first. Now, I figured since this is my like first official video back doing makeup, I would do something that's very natural, if you will. Nothing too intense. So we're definitely not doing like a full-on eyeshadow look, but I do want something on the eyes. So I'm just gonna prime them. I'm using my NARS concealer in the pot that I always use. That hasn't changed either. What I tried to do when picking out the different products that I selected, I wanted to go for things that I knew I loved before for the most part, and just kind of see if I still love those things. There is a lot of decluttering that I have done since I've been away, so my makeup collection is a lot smaller now, but honestly it could get even smaller. Let's just be real. A lot of those products were expired or just not really something that I was into anymore. However, what I do have left, I'm still kind of unsure about. So we will see with the products that I did pick for today. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm hella nervous. I actually almost forgot to pull out a powder. But I'm going to set my lids, and now speaking of powder, I didn't even pick out a pressed powder, and normally that's what I would set my lids with. But I only have loose powders here because I grabbed them last minute. So I brought out the Laura Mercier Translucent Honey, which I do love. I have the Wet n Wild Photofocus powder, this Obsessed. And then I have the Maybelline Light Medium powder, which I also like as well. So 2 drugstore options, 1 high end. I think just for setting the lids down, I'm just going to go ahead and use my Photofocus translucent powder from Wet n Wild. Again, I would much prefer to use like a pressed powder, but your girl was not thinking. First video back, so just bear with me. But this will do the trick, especially for those of you who don't have a pressed powder. You only have loose powder, you can use either one. I just like how translucent this powder is. It's not, you know, giving any color or anything like that. And just a little bit goes a long way just to set the lids. So for the eyeshadow, I wanted something, again, natural. So I did pull out 3 different palettes, but I also pulled out multiple bronzers because I'm thinking maybe just to use bronzers for the eyeshadow. I don't know. I have the Soft Glam from ABH. I pulled out the Juvia's Place. This one is the Chocolates, which is my favorite from Juvia's Place if I had to pick one palette. And then I also have the Dose of Colors DESI Katie collaboration that I pulled out as well, because these do have some nice neutrals in here that I really do love and like. But I think to start, I'm gonna use a bronzer. So I pulled out my little mini Marc Jacobs TAN-TASTIC bronzer situation, and I'm gonna use this for eyeshadow today. I have not really played with it too much, especially for a bronzer. If you see how light that is, I'm just gonna use this to kind of create a little bit of transition in my crease. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this. I don't even know if it's gonna show up, honestly. Guys, I have not done this in a long time. Trying to use a light hand. I have to get a feel for these brushes. So there is a slight difference between this eye and this eye. This one having the bronzer and this one not. It's very subtle, in my opinion. This bronzer is definitely not that pigmented, maybe in a different shade, but definitely not this one. So I probably should just stick to using this for my eyeshadow to begin with, but I'm just carving out the crease area of my eyes. Have you guys missed me? Have you missed the makeup videos? Honestly, I've missed them a ton. And especially if you guys do not watch my lifestyle content, which is my vlogs, my dose of essence, you guys would not know where I've been. I've probably been off your radar in MIA, but I've been here, just not consistently, number one, and two, not in the beauty world, if you will. I've definitely somehow made a transition over to lifestyle content. I can't really say when that happened, honestly, but I'm not mad about it. I mean, honestly, I've always wanted to kind of dip my toes in lifestyle content and vlog and stuff like that. And I would say within these past 11 months, it's definitely come to fruition. Fruition. Wait, what? I'm super excited and really happy and grateful and just blessed to be where I am in the position that I'm in, and for all of your guys' love and support, okay? Because there's one thing I have to point out. It's the fact that your girl has not been super consistent. I've pretty much been uploading whenever I feel like it, honestly, and although it's not beauty content, you guys have been supporting me. I've gained subscribers without posting. I don't know how that works, but thank you. I'm forever grateful. We are a little not so organized over here, but we're trying to get on track with things. I really am trying to just carve out like a filming schedule as well as upload schedule and stuff like that. But in time, you guys will definitely see everything come together. But I've just been so busy with the house, wanting to finish up this room so that I can start my filming again, and I'm really happy to be sitting here just doing makeup, and I'm really interested to see what the outcome of all of this is going to be. Alright, so in the midst of all of that chitter chatter, I wasn't really telling you guys what I was doing, but I did pick up the Dose of Colors palette, and I'm taking this shadow right here, and I've just been kind of buffing that in as well. It's not really doing a lot, but it's doing a little something to where it's going to pay off at the end. But now I'm going to take the darker color here. Not the deepest color, but it's just maybe a tad bit darker. And I'm just going to press that on the outer corner. So for a little depth, I'm going to actually take the Juvia's Place palette. And I'm going to take this really deep, dark chocolate shade. There's actually two different ones. Maybe I'll use this one actually, and I'm gonna take this like pointed pencil brush, if you will, and I'm just gonna smudge this on my lash line at the top of the outer corner. I'm gonna need a different type of mirror to do this because I don't want it to get everywhere, but I'm just gonna smudge it like right out here. Going back in with the fluffy brush just to blend things out. Don't want it to get too carried away. Just nice and smoky where like you know it's there, but it's not there at the same time. I don't know. Been gone for so long and came back and still don't know how to describe things. So what's new? So I think I'm going to stop there with the eyes. Now I've been doing those like individual faux like eyelash extension situation with the Kiss adhesive. But I'm skipping that today, and I'm actually going to apply strip lashes because I have not applied strip lashes longer than anything. And I'm gonna put these Birdie lashes on in Gemini is the style. They're so pretty. I've worn them once, I want to say, but I'm feeling this type of lash for today, so this is what we're gonna put on. I am gonna pop these on quickly, but I am first gonna go in, of course, with some mascara. This is just the Maybelline Sky High mascara. I believe this is like the last mascara that I actually like fell in love with, so we're gonna use it today. And I'm just gonna pop a generous layer of this on. Honestly, my natural lashes are pretty, but we're still gonna wear a falsie. I mean, who am I kidding? So now that my lashes are on, it's a lot more than I thought it was gonna be, but they're still pretty cute. I do like them. I will have the products listed down below for you guys, just in case you're interested. But I'm gonna apply some eyeliner. At first, I was thinking to do like a dark vampy liner because I had the thought of doing like a little dark brown out here on the outer corner just to kind of smoke it up a little bit. However, I do want my eyes to seem open and not so shut, especially since these lashes are kind of on the more dramatic side. It's definitely not the natural lash that I've been wearing lately. So to open my eyes up a little bit, I'm going to use this Perfect Precision lip liner that I love to use for what? An eyeliner. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this in my waterline now, just because I don't necessarily need to wait for this step. And this will just help to open my eyes a little more, especially since I feel like the lashes are kind of closing them in slightly. Alright, let's get to the fun part, our base makeup. Now, of course, I'm going to start with priming my skin, because who would I be if I didn't? I did all that hard work of skincare and all of that this morning, so I still want to make sure I'm protecting the skin with some type of barrier. So I am going to use a primer that I actually purchased on my little hiatus. It is this one from e.l.f., their Acne Fighting Putty Primer, and it's just like this green, you know, primer. Looks no different from their regular putty, just green. And I'm going to use this because I do have acne prone skin and I have not used it, and I want to, obviously, to give you guys my opinion. I've tried the regular putty primer and I've tried another one, I just can't remember which one. Oh wow, this one feels very cooling on the skin. What? It's very cooling. It's almost like it's definitely different from their other putty primers. Like, you guys see that dew? It's almost like, I don't know, a moisturizer, if you will. Or, you know, like those makeup remover balms. What are they called? I don't know. Somebody help me out in the comments, but it kind of feels like that a little bit. Not like super oily, but it's definitely smooth on the skin. And I don't know about like the pore filling part. I'm just gonna put it down my neck because why not? But oh, that feels nice. I wasn't expecting that, honestly. I thought it was gonna be like the other putty primers that they have, but it's definitely different. Ooh, I like it. It feels almost like they have some type of skincare within the ingredients. I'm not sure if they do. I'm just saying it feels that way. And as you guys can see, like, you definitely don't get this type of finish with the other putty primers. So really happy I got that. Really nice primer. Now, before I go in with setting spray, I am going to use some color correcting stuff. And I have the Milani Supercharged Under Eye Tint in Peach, but I also pulled out my Fenty Beauty Bright Fix. I don't think I've ever used this on camera. Can't really remember, but I'm going to use this Fenty Beauty one because I'm not sure if I used it on camera. I'm actually going to put it on the back of my hand just a little bit and then go from the back of my hand to underneath my eyes. And let's see what brush I want to use to do this. So I'm just going to use an eyeshadow brush just to initially apply, just to kind of help with my under eyes, brighten them up a little bit. I also have like a scar on my nose from piercing my nose so much. I'm gonna tap some of that on there. I think I'm gonna need a little bit more. What shade am I? This is in Honey, number 10, for reference, just in case anybody wanted to know. But it's a really, really nice under eye corrector, if you will. And a little bit does go a long way. So I'm just like focusing on tapping it in here. So before I move on to anything else, I do want to kind of set things as they are. And I'm just going to use the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist. I love this stuff. Now, of course, we're not done with the setting spray just yet because I will be using it again. But I want to go ahead and start applying some other things. So I decided that I'm going to do my cream products first. And I'm actually going to start with bronzer and blush before I apply my foundation. I'm going to use this one from e.l.f. This is their Putty bronzers. And, you know, bronzer, contour, it's kind of all the same thing to me personally. So I'm going to use this and see what this is about. If I don't like it, then I'll have to get something else. But I want to use this because I have yet to use this. And honestly, for me, just dipping my brush in there, not a whole lot of pigment is coming up, but maybe that's a good thing. Honestly, guys, I'm really happy that I'm actually sitting down doing my makeup today, just because my anniversary is coming up, and you know, I didn't want my first time back doing makeup to be for such an important day to me, as to where today I don't really have anything going on. I'm honestly just filming for the heck of filming, and because I finally have time to sit down and film a makeup video, I was like, why not? So low-key I'm practicing. Honestly, it feels like the very first time I ever tried to do makeup. That's the feeling I have today doing all of this. Like, I feel like such a beginner. It's like, what am I teaching you guys? I feel like I'm teaching myself, honestly, or at least trying to relearn some of the things that I used to do so well, especially eyeshadow. Even though I didn't do anything dramatic today, I feel like I was doing so well with eyeshadow because I was doing it so consistently, and since I stopped, I'm back at square one. So there's that. But I'm really glad that I'm doing my makeup today. Now, don't know how I feel about that bronzer, let's just be honest. It's not really picking up pigment the way that I thought it would. So I'm just gonna let that sit there, and I think I'm just gonna dive into foundation before I do any other cream product, just because the bronzer didn't really come through the way I wanted it to. Now, this foundation I've wanted for a very long time, and then I finally got it, but I didn't get a chance to use it because I was, you know, taking my little break from videos and whatnot. But this is the Pat McGrath foundation. That is not cheap, by the way. So I really hope I love this because I waited a long time for this. And it has like a little pump, so that's cute. And I'm just gonna apply this on the back of my hand. I hope this is my shade. Whoa, this is super watery. Is this supposed to be that way? Oh man, this is like watery. What? I'm going to apply this with my hand. I don't know if it's supposed to be watery like this. Honestly, it feels a little oily. Let's be honest. Like, it's literally dripping down my hand. You see that? Drip, drip, drip. We're gonna find out today. And then I'm gonna grab my sponge and I'm gonna go right into blending. Am I getting coverage? This is definitely not as thick and full of coverage like I thought, but that doesn't have to be a bad thing. Is this supposed to be watery, guys? Am I tripping? Did I not shake it well enough? I don't know how I'm feeling. I was like really excited to try it, but like that's not what I expected at all. But it's also not a bad thing. I don't know. I don't know how I feel right now. I don't know. I'm gonna take my Japanese brush. This is the 962, which is some type of buffing brush, I think. I'm just gonna tap on top of all of that. It's not necessarily a bad thing, you guys, honestly. But I'm blown away. I'm shocked. I don't know. It's not what I was expecting at all. Okay, I do not want you guys to get the wrong impression and think that I don't like it, because that's not it at all. I think it's really, really pretty, flawless on the skin, especially now that it's starting to kind of like dry down and kind of set in. It was just a lot more watery than I anticipated. I mean, when you shake the bottle, you can hear, like, listen. You hear the liquid. I'm blown away. Yeah, it just caught me off guard, but it definitely doesn't claim to be like full on coverage. I have the box right here, and it says that it's buildable, perfecting coverage, weightless texture, sublime satin finish, runway tested, mother approved. It's a universal formula for all skin types. It's oil free, although the way that it feels or comes out, it seems like, okay, this is gonna be oily, but like, look at my face. I haven't put anything on it to like set this down. It's setting on its own, and it's pretty. It's really, really pretty. But I am gonna spray it down now. I'm gonna use some more ColourPop spray. This is just my way of making sure that like my foundation stays in place and all of that. I like to just spray my face down with that throughout my routine, and then I'm just gonna dry it. Before I move into concealer, I do want to add a little bit more cream, contour, bronzer, however you guys see it. But I'm going to use this one from HUDA Beauty in Fair. This one seems to always come through for me. I just feel like the one from e.l.f. Wasn't really giving what I wanted it to give. So we're just going to go ahead and apply this. This one's definitely darker, more pigmented. Even though it's in the shade Fair, it shows up, you know, pretty nicely on my skin, which I can appreciate. So just tapping this in. I'm not being too precise with it. Like I said, my contour and bronzing situation is kind of one and the same, honestly. Definitely need to add some to my nose though. For blush, I'm going to use this one from Rare Beauty. This is in the shade Happy. It's just really pink. And this, I do know, goes a long way. It's very pigmented. So I'm just going to do a dot here, a dot here, and I'm actually going to put a dot right at the top of my nose, just very lightly. Not really a dot. I don't know what that is. And then I'm going to grab my blush brush, which I'm going to use... Did I grab a blush brush? So I'm going to use this one from Alame Cosmetics. I'm just going to blend this in. Very pigmented. Very pigmented. Okay. And I'm going to take it across my entire face. I'm going to wipe some of this off because it's looking a little too pigmented, if you ask me. Keep in mind I haven't done my concealer yet. Okay, so now for concealer. I have multiple. So I brought all of these out, and that's because I wasn't sure what the foundation was going to give and what it was going to look like. Honestly, I think I could do the Dose of Colors and be okay, and then maybe add a little bit of the Hourglass, because this one's like very brightening, and this one, or I'm so undecided. You know what, we're going to use Rare Beauty, and this is in the shade 310W. I'm gonna use her, and I'm just gonna, okay, maybe we need a little bit more, and then I'm gonna take my sponge and I'm gonna blend this out, small tapping motions. And then what I'm gonna do to like get closer to my eye, I'm gonna grab a brush, just like an eyeshadow brush, and just kind of fluff it underneath there and blend it out that way. Because sometimes trying to get like really close to the inner corners and stuff with the sponge, it can get a little messy, and I don't want that. But I think this concealer looks really nice with the foundation. Now that we have all of that, I can go ahead and start setting. And we're back in the predicament of choosing between these 3 different powders. I think I'm gonna use the Maybelline. I kind of low-key want to use Laura Mercier and Honey, but I don't want it to make my under eyes dark. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and use this one. I'm gonna take the brush I used for blush, that liquid blush, which is this one from Almay, and I'm going to tap my brush into the powder and then knock it off, and then just tap very lightly underneath my eyes. And then one last time before we move into the rest of our like powder products, I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face down. Before we get to like the bronzer and blush of it all, I do want to come back to the eyes really quickly before I actually forget. And I'm gonna take a little bit of the brown and put it down here on the outer corner of my eye, because again, I want to give it that like smoky look. Now I'm going to bronze, and I'm just going to use the NARS Laguna Matte Bronzer. And I'm just going to use my Morphe brush. It's just this really big fluffy bronzer brush. I'm just going to apply this. Then for blush, I'm just going to use my Sephora palette. And I'm just going to take a mixture of what I feel, just maybe all of them, and tap that on. And then for a highlight that's like giving highlight but not really at the same time, I'm going to use this one in this blush palette. I've said before, I think this is meant to be a highlight, but it's like subtle, you know, it's not in your face like that. So I'm just going to use a little bit of that specifically. And just concentrate that on my cheekbones, because I don't want too much of a highlight. A little glow, but not too much. I don't know if what is it called, fluffy brows is a thing anymore, but honestly I was looking at some old content of mine and I'm kind of feeling the fluffy brow. I don't know if I have long enough brow hairs for it anymore, but I'm thinking about laminating them again. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. So to set everything down and in place and just finish everything off with the skin, I'm going to use my Revolution Pro Hydra Matte Fixing Spray with hyaluronic acid and vitamin E. I feel like this and this are kind of the same, except this one right here is guaranteed to give you more of like a matte finish, but the matte finish is just so beautiful. It doesn't feel tight or anything like that. So we're going to finish off with this. For my lips, I'm going to use the JUVIA'S Essential Lip Enhancer, and it's just this little tube. It's basically just clear gloss, and I really have been loving this. Like, so I'm just going to pop this on. Alright beauties, so this here is the finished and final look. We are finally finished and I feel so accomplished. I feel so beautiful. Not that I don't feel beautiful without makeup, but like I feel so good that I was able to sit down today and just do my makeup like I used to, and it come out as good as it did. Like, I'm truly impressed. Most importantly, with the foundation, I still can't get over that. Like, I'm definitely going to continue using it, but I feel like the finished product just looks so gorgeous. My skin looks unbelievable right now. And that color match, I mean, I did that. This is just the first video of many when it comes to makeup videos and tutorials. This wasn't really a tutorial. I didn't sit down with a vision on what I wanted to do other than play in makeup and just fall in love with it again. And I feel like I accomplished that. So if you guys loved today's video, you want to see more like it, definitely make sure you let me know that by giving the video a big old thumbs up. Also make sure you subscribe to the channel. Stay locked in because much more makeup content to come. I can't wait. I love you guys. I thank each and every one of you for supporting me for as long as you have, for being here and just, you know, watching my content. It means the world to me. I'm just happy to be back in my space and just doing what I love. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will catch each and every one of you in the next one, whether that be dose of essence or another makeup style video, and I will catch all of you in my next upload.